If you already own a small business or are just starting one, you've probably heard people mention general liability insurance, maybe a client, property owner, or even a city permit office. It sounds kind of vague and intimidating, right? Like one of those things everyone expects you to just know about. So let's break it down in plain English. I'm James for ERGO Next Insurance, and I'm going to walk you through what general liability insurance actually is, what it can cover, what it costs, and whether you really need it. What is general liability insurance? General liability, or GL for short, is standard liability insurance that helps protect your business if you're responsible for accidents involving other people or other people's property. In simple terms, general liability is there to help protect your bank account from expensive lawsuits or medical bills if you or your employees accidentally cause harm to someone who's not an employee. Let's say that again. If someone other than an employee gets hurt at your business, a customer, a prospect, or just a passerby, general liability can help cover their medical costs. It's often the very first policy a small business buys because it covers the risks that pretty much every business faces, whether you run a coffee shop or a construction crew. What can general liability insurance cover? To understand this better, let's look at the three main pillars of coverage, using some real-world examples. Pillar number one, slip and fall insurance. Let's say you own a retail clothing boutique. A customer walks in, trips over a rug you forgot to straighten out, and breaks their leg. Ouch. Since that customer isn't your employee, general liability could help pay for their medical expenses. And if they decide to sue you for that injury, your policy could also help cover your legal fees, defense costs, and potential settlements. Pillar number two, property damage to others. This is huge for anyone who works on site. Imagine you're a contractor renovating a kitchen. You turn around with a tool and crash. You accidentally knock over a client's expensive countertop vase. Because you damaged property that doesn't belong to you, general liability could help cover the cost to repair or replace it. Pillar number three, reputational harm. This is the one people forget. Let's say you're a design consultant. You post a picture of a completed project at your client's property. The client sues you for invasion of privacy. Believe it or not, general liability could help cover the legal costs to defend your business against claims of invasion of privacy, libel, or even copyright infringement in your advertising. What is not covered by general liability? Now, general liability is great, but it's not a magic wand. There are some big risks it typically does not cover. First, employee injuries. If your line cook in your restaurant slips and breaks their leg, general liability won't help. Injuries to your own employees would be covered by workers' compensation insurance, which is a totally separate policy. Second, your own stuff. If someone breaks into your office and steals your laptops, or a fire destroys your inventory, general liability insurance won't help with the loss. You would need commercial property insurance to protect your own gear inside your business. And third, professional mistakes. If you're a consultant and you give a client bad advice that causes them to lose money, GL generally won't cover that either. For that, you'd look at professional liability insurance. FYI, it's sometimes also called errors and omissions insurance. Is general liability insurance required by law? A common question is this mandatory? And strictly speaking, general liability is usually not required by state law. However, in the real world, it's often required to do business. If you want to rent a storefront, your landlord will almost certainly ask for it. If you're a construction contractor trying to get a license or permit, the city will likely ask for a certificate of insurance. If you want to sign a contract with a client, they are very likely going to ask for a COI before you start the job. And there's a lot of cases where you can't even bid on a job unless you have a COI. So, even if the government doesn't force you to buy it, your customers might. How much does general liability insurance cost? Okay, big question. What's the damage to your wallet? It's actually more affordable than you might think. For some low-risk businesses, general liability coverage can start at around $19 per month. In fact, nearly half of the small businesses that work with ERGO Next Insurance pay $45 or less per month for their coverage. Of course, the price depends on your risk. A general contractor using power tools is probably going to pay more than a home-based consultant. But here is a nice bonus. general liability insurance premiums are typically considered a tax-deductible business expense, so be sure to chat with your accountant about that. How to get a quote. If you're ready to protect your business from these expensive oops moments, you don't need to wait days. You can head over to nextinsurance.com right now. You just answer a few questions about your business, and in about 10 minutes, you can get a custom quote, buy your policy, and download your certificate of insurance for free. And you can share it immediately. It's fast, it's 100% online, and it helps you get back to doing what you love, running your business.